Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel and welcome to Off the Board, which I'm combining today with May I Scraplift You. Both series were created by Crystal over at Pineapple Papers, so be sure to go and check her out. I will also have a link list down below for both series. This is my palette from my Pinterest board that I am working with, and here is the layout that I am actually scraplifting, and it belongs to Crystal as well. And I thought that was the perfect way to finish out May I Scraplift You by scraplifting the creator of May I Scraplift You. So my Pinterest inspiration inspired my colors, and so I'm going with definitely these dark, warm colors. And I have this photo that has blue in it. I'm ignoring the blue, ignoring the green, and just going with the red and white on that truck and the white that's all over the driveway. It's an interesting story. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I took this paper from 13 Arts, I believe, and I am distressing the edges. You saw I cut the bottom of it off and I cut a diagonal. Crystal has a diagonal in the bottom of hers, layered underneath her square paper. And so I'm doing the exact same thing. I really liked the design of her layout. I really loved that green paper that she used. I actually have that paper in my stash, but I didn't want to do the exact same thing. And plus I was working with this color palette. So I thought I'll use these warm colors, and I am just distressing all the edges with my edge distresser from Some Assemblage Required, which apparently I have really fallen in love with because I seem to be using it on every layout. I don't know, but this layout definitely calls for it. So the gray paper that you see me putting down right here is just the back side of that orange and yellow paper that I have. And so I thought, you know what, why not use it all up? It matches everything. It's very grungy, and it was perfect for this. Now the paper that has those metal, I don't know what those are, but they kind of remind me of an erector set. That is from an industrial set that was a recollections pad that I got a long time ago. I want to say it was called like Brooklyn or something like that, but I could be totally wrong on that, so don't quote me on it. I am backing my photo with some black paper here, and I'm going to distress all of those edges as well. While I do that, I'll tell you a little bit about this photo. So I took my mom to her physical therapy appointment, and when we returned, this trash truck was blocking their driveway. And I don't know, maybe you can see it in the photo, but there is like white foam all over. There's obviously something has spilled. The front of the cab of the truck is pulled forward, and you don't see it in this photo, but there are about 3 other trucks from the trash company, not trash trucks, but just work trucks, parked in front of it. And apparently what happened was they had a leaky hydraulic line, and an electric one of the electric lines sparked and caught it on fire, and there was fire shooting out the other side. And so to put it out, they had to spray it all down and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, it was very interesting because it was blocking the driveway completely. So since I live next door, we just parked at my house and we made our way back to her house. But it took them quite a while to clean it up. And in fact, they had to have somebody come out the following Monday, because this happened on a Friday, to finish cleaning the spill up. It was all clean. It just, they had to make it so it wasn't slippery, because there was a lot of oil and hydraulic fluid there. That was just like a residue. Anyway, yeah, it was interesting. We came around the corner and we're like, what the heck is going on in front of your house? Anyway, so that was the story. And so my title of my layout is called Trash Trouble. And I thought it was really interesting because the kids that I take care of, they love the trash truck, and that is like a big thing. We always have to go out and check out the trash truck, and sometimes we can see it like on the neighboring streets, so we go and watch it there too. Yeah, super exciting. Anyway, that little 3x4 card is from the Simple Stories Lakeside collection. It matched perfectly. That brownish gray background matched the background paper that I've got, and then it's got that orange stripe, and I just tucked it in so you don't see the fishing icon or whatever was on it. Now I do have some gears from Some Assemblage Required. These are older. I don't know that she even has these on her website anymore, but I am going to use those. I am pouncing a little bit of the Marcasite Stardust Butter from the Crafter's Workshop on top of them to kind of make them, well, to definitely change the color to make them black, but it also has some sparkle, kind of like a grease or an oil would have to it. That was my thought anyway. And then I have a brown Wink of Stella pen that I am rubbing over it as well, so it kind of looks like a little rust or a little burnt. I thought that would work well just to kind of grunge them up. And then out of the same sticker set that the trouble came from, I pulled the word trash, and I think that it had like wish and something else on the sticker sheet. So I just took letters from different words on the sticker sheet to create the word trash. It didn't have the word trash on the sticker sheet, and that is all I'm trying to say. So then I took some more Stardust Butter, but this one is in a silver color. It is called Platinum. So Platinum Stardust Butter, and I am just using my Tim Holtz ink applicator tool, and I am using a foam piece on that, tapping it off onto my media pad and tapping it onto the letters. I'm adding a little bit of that brown also to the word trash, and that all works great. When I'm done with my little foam pads, I just drop them in a little cup of water that I've got on the side of my desk, and then when I have time I will go and wash them so I don't ruin my little foam pads. Everything washes out of it. I can reuse it as many times as I need to apply mixed media in this manner. It doesn't like mess up the pads or anything, and I have found this is to be a super easy and effective way to apply mixed media to especially these wood pieces. If you try to paint it on, you'll end up with paint in like the little grooves of the gears and all that kind of stuff. This way you don't have that. I am taking my Sharpie and I am outlining the word trash just to make it pop off the page a little bit more. And then I'm going to outline all of these layers of paper that I have going on because I want to make sure that they pop off the page. I like the sketchy outline. It looks really, I don't know, handmade, and helps everything to just pop a little bit. So I decided to go ahead and do that. I could have inked up my papers, but because my edges are distressed, I didn't really want to do that. I want them to kind of pop off the page because I've got a dark background. I don't mind that the white edge of the papers is showing. Sometimes I do ink up my distressed edges, but oftentimes it'll be when there's not a dark color in the background, and I want to have a little variation or contrast between the layers. So in this case, I am just inking up every single layer, or making my sketchy line around every single layer, and I think that really helps, and I like the way that it ends up looking. While I finish that off, I just want to remind you, like I said before, links are down below for Off the Board, and then there is a playlist for May I Scraplift You where you can go and find all the videos that have been done to date. Now I am sprinkling some ink over the top. I am using some media gloss spray in Syrup and in Ancient. And then I decided I wanted to add a little bit more, so I have this chipboard sheet, I think it's called Vehicles, from Minte, and I am going to use the steering wheel, that little tool X that it makes there, and a crescent wrench and a box wrench. I think that's what that's called. And then I am going to ink up the pieces that would normally be metal on these tools in that same Platinum Stardust Butter that I have from the Crafter's Workshop, and that makes them look nice and shiny and brand new, just like a brand new tool would be when you purchase it at the store. And that is not the color that I want it, so I'm going to keep working on it as soon as I get all of these layers done, because now that I've done one, I'm going to do both so that whatever I do to them next matches. And again, as you can see there, I'm just using a foam applicator and I am dabbing it on. I am tapping it off onto my media mat first so I don't get a big glob in any one area. And I am being careful not to do the handle of that, I don't know what that thing's called. I do know what that thing's called. I just can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Anyway, I am also spraying with some black marble dilution spray the steering wheel to make it nice and black. And it's a nut driver. That's what that thing is called. Anyway, I'm also making the handles of these tools orange, and that is mostly because I've got so much orange and yellow and red on the page that I thought the orange would work well, especially that triangular piece at the bottom leans towards the orange. So I thought that would be a good option. And then I am taking this paintbrush. I've dipped it in some of the Media Gloss spray. I believe the color is Sedona. I'm going to hold those colors up in a moment. The bright orange one is Tangelo, the redder one is Sedona, and then the brown one is Syrup. And I've kind of rubbed those all over to kind of make them look rusty and used and banged up. And now I am using some Nuvo Embellishment Mousse in Cosmic Brown and rubbing that on with my finger. I've added a little water to it because mine are quite dry. And now I'm also doing the same thing with this gunmetal gray to kind of grunge up those wrenches a little bit more. And I like the way that that comes out. I think it looks really good, makes them look used, and I'm really happy with the way that they turned out. Here I'm just going to flip these over so you can kind of read the bottom. I know it's really slow, but in case you wanted to read it, that's what it says. It's right above the barcode, gunmetal gray and cosmic brown. I don't know why they make the labels on these so tiny for the color. It's a little bit weird. Like, why can't we make that little label a little bigger? Anyway, so I'm using a little foam tape to pop up the edges that are hanging off of the gears and off of the steering wheel. And that's going to bring a third little embellishment area to the top of the page, and I really like the way that that looks. Crystal doesn't have that in hers, and that's okay, and one of her embellishments is in the bottom right of the photo. I've kind of reversed mine from what she's got, but that's all what this is all about, right? Make it your own. If there are any products that you are interested in today, the links are down below for those as well. Those are affiliate links, so I get a little kickback if you choose to use them. If not, that's okay too. That is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. I really appreciate you guys taking time to spend with me today. I hope you have enjoyed this series of May I Scraplift You. We are to the end of May, and next month starts 30 days of sketches. So come back tomorrow and check that out. See you then. Bye-bye.